In time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have us all talking.
We are joined by Susie Falk. What's hot?
Again, we are joined by Susie Falk from the Falk Group.
Thanks.
And Frosty himself, Jeff Wagner. So the new principal at a high school in Massachusetts is coming under fire for showing a video in which he stalks the school dressed as Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Terminator. He says it was just a fun way to introduce himself to the students. Some parents and faculty say it's a little insensitive given the school violence we've had lately. What do you think about that?
You know, maybe he should pay attention to what's going on in current events and you know, look at the news. I think the timing was really bad. I think maybe last year at this time it would have been sort of funny and cute, and I think the poor guy's probably trying to bond with his kids, but you know, there are things like open door policies and, you know, sessions with Coco where the kids can get to know him. This just was inappropriate and bad timing.
In another life, I actually supervised people, as scary as that might sound, and there were many different meetings that I would start off by saying to a particular person I was supervising, explain to me why you think this was a good idea. If this was, this guy worked for me, that would explain to me exactly what were you thinking and tell me why you think it's a good idea. He actually got suspended 2 days on the bricks without pay, which I think is appropriate. I wouldn't have fired the guy, but what could he possibly have been thinking?
Now, wasn't it in Terminator 2 that that Schwarzenegger's Terminator was sent back to protect the kid? I'm just.
Oh.
Because the original one, the Terminator, was a
bad
guy,
dude, right?
And he came back to protect, what was the kid's name?
Yeah, you know, I don't think that people, as they're watching that video, are distinguishing between Terminator 1 and Terminator 2.
He was sent back to protect John Connor.
Yeah,
Susie, forget, we've moved on. We're talking about movies here now. Yeah, John Carter, and then he was a good guy in Terminator 3, right? Terminator 2 was, I liked 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Did you cry at the end?
No, I didn't. And who was the woman in Terminator 1? Who was the woman? She was married to James Cameron. Who was the actress?
Oh,
Terminator 1.
Sigourney Weaver.
Jacket.
No, not Sigourney Weaver. That was Alien.
Oh, that was Alien. Topic 3.
Moving on. A former high school teacher is suing her former school district. She says its administrators discriminate against her because she has a rare phobia, a fear of young children.
She was transferred to the district's middle school in 2009. She says the younger students triggered her phobia, caused her blood pressure to soar, and forced her to retire.
Well, are we having a dumb people's contest, this show? I mean, come on, it's like ABC. It's like this woman, maybe she needs to retire, get out of teaching, become a librarian or something.
But you still have to encounter young children when you're a librarian.
No, at the public library there are fewer young children.
Well, and they transferred her to a middle school. So instead of high school kids, this was 7th and 8th grade kids. Now, the whole prospect of dealing with 7th and 8th grade kids, I personally find terrifying too. But I didn't choose to be a teacher. And the reason was that they stopped having French classes in high school, so there wasn't a job for her to do anymore. This is another one of these lawsuits that needs to get tossed out.
She's in it for the money.
But Jeff, does she have, I mean, is there a leg to stand on?
Well, maybe. I mean, she's saying they discriminated against her. She's saying that they did this because they were trying to discriminate against her because they wanted her out because of her age. She's also apparently politically active, so those were the factors. She's saying this was all contrived to make her quit. I don't think it's going anywhere. We haven't figured out who the name of the woman, Linda something or other, on the Terminator.
Oh, that's right.
Linda Hamilton.
God, she was so built. Yeah. Those are good movies.
All right.
We have run off track.
We have.
As often happens.
Why don't we just take a break? We'll regroup. We'll come back. Thanks, guys.